Hope everyone is doing well and getting ready for the holidays. Tonight we have part 3 of the beginner's guide to Shadowlands PVP and Arena. Tonight we will finally be stepping into the arena with some tips and tricks in game. The outline will be timestamped, so if you are looking for something specific, check it out in the description below. And before we start, I shared this on my Instagram, which you can check out, but I got a little early Christmas gift from my in-laws. I think it's really cool. I got my own merch line now on this nice, it's not a Yeti, but it's that similar, I don't know what do you call these things? I don't know, but I love it. And I'm already drinking, I got it backwards. Yummy. Got some of my mustache. And I got another one for like hot drinks. Can't remember where I put that one. It's gone. But I also got my own hoodie. So Christmas is off to a banging start. Anyways, let's get to it. Communication is one of the most important parts of the gameplay, but it is also very difficult to get right. There has to be a balance between saying nothing versus talking non-stop. That includes talking over each other. Communication helps fill gaps of information. It helps coordinate offensive cooldowns as well as defensive. When it comes to playing defense, having a planned strategy is most effective. Talk about what you're going to do when you're being burst down, when you're on the ropes, so that you don't overlap anything. The best way to practice communication is just that, communication. Practice calling out as much relevant information as you can. Who you're targeting, what cooldowns you're using, what's your resource management at, all of the CCs on you or that you're putting out. Now we will move on to positioning. Most common mistakes are made right here. If you're melee, a positioning error is you overextend from your healer. If you're overextending from your healer, they can't heal you. And when they push in to heal you, they leave themselves vulnerable for a CC or a stun, and then it'll just kill you while your healer is stunned. Casters can sometimes play way too close to the pillars, making it easy for the enemy to LOS. Casters can't get too close to enemy melee, especially around those pillars. Make them follow you out in the open. You're a ranged DPS. You need range. You need room. Unless, of course, you have to play defensively. For healers, getting exposed in the open or caught moving between pillars is the number one thing that gets them in trouble. Learn to play near a pillar. Line of sight damage, line of sight crowd control, learn to kite. Have people chase you and you just run around in circles where they can't catch you. If you are pushing in and in a position where you're exposed, if you must do it, have something to counter the vulnerable position. Also, get help from teammates. Make sure you're kiting correctly, because there is a way of kiting incorrectly. If you kite and you're running around in the open just for the sake of creating distance, you're essentially CCing yourself as a spellcaster or a healer. If I'm moving, I can't cast. So you have to kite with purpose or run with purpose. Run to a pillar. Run to any sort of place that can give you line of sight and a little bit of breathing room. Know the map that you are on. Bigger maps favor ranged because DPS need range. They need room. Likewise, smaller maps favor the melee classes. In tight, there's less room to move around. There's more places to LOS. Another bad positioning maneuver is staying too close to your healer, which can make it easy for the other team to swap. The next part tests basically your knowledge of the game and your awareness. Before the game begins, ask yourself, what am I fighting? Who do they want to hit? As mentioned in the previous episodes of this guide, understanding each class's core abilities. Understanding all cooldowns, their spell icons, their animations, their sound. They all have one. Making sure you know your rotations, offensive and defensive, and your burst or your kill window. Understand your comp as well as enemy comp. Make sure you are tracking cooldowns, and make sure to go a little further than that, tracking cooldown trading. Who has more left? This usually indicates who has the lead and a chance at the kill window. When you are in a defensive position, play preemptive, don't be reactive. If you play reactively to opponents' offensive pressure, it could be too late by the time you decide what to do. Being preemptive will help stop a lot of incoming damage, such as walling before you get CC'd. Any kind of defensive spells that you can't cast while you're CC'd in some sort of stun, getting it out before the stun will help you survive said stun and burst. Now we're just going to go over basic arena tips. As mentioned in the first guide, record and review all gameplay. Learn from the losses by watching the games after the fact. If you're a healer or a caster, practice the art of juking. Juking is baiting kicks during your casts, casting a spell and cut the cast short, baiting the opposing team until wasting their interrupts. Practice, practice, practice. Over and over, Q after Q. Repetition is the only way you're going to get better. Peel for your partner and vice versa. Defensive play isn't just on the one who is getting hit. Unless you're playing double DPS 2v2s, save big healer defensive cooldowns for last. Let the DPS use their cooldowns while the healer CC'd so they do not have to waste that precious trinket. If you are going to start in the arena, I suggest going into the 2v2 bracket. It's the best play to start. There's a lot less going on with 2 less people to worry about. For the most part, people are going to want to CC the healer and kill the DPS. This is the basic strategy. If your healer is CC'd, use mobility cooldowns to reposition yourself. LOS if you're in danger, or to avoid CC. If your opponents are playing offensively or are using their burst setup, disrupt your opponents. Reduce pressure during their setup. Deny follow-up CC on their healer. Example being disarm red pallies when they pop their wings, or when a rogue uses Vendetta. Although not this expansion because most rogues are sub. If you are not the kill target, it means you are not their primary focus. Use that freedom to help your team with further disruption. Learn to swap targets. Your first target may not end up being the eventual kill target. Situations in game change. Learn to adapt. If the game seems like a stalemate, do not try to be a hero, especially as a healer. In moments of chaos, make sure you are staying focused on your DPS or healing rotation instead of panicking. In terms of finding out when to do your burst damage, generally take out the healer out of the fight beforehand with some sort of CC chain. That concludes the beginner's guide to Shadowlands PVP and Arena. Hope this has helped some. I am still learning this game as much as you all are. If you like the video, click that like button, click that subscribe button to follow more content on this channel. Happy holidays, everyone.